And if I think of like one moment that kind of changed my way of thinking about myself, we were doing a ropes course. It was my turn, and I get up there, and I'm trying to reach this handhold, and it's too far. And I said, I'm done. But Pete decides that no, you can do it. Come on, keep going. You're almost there. No, I really can't. I can't reach it. I might be like bruising my knee because I'm like trying to hold myself there. So I tried, and I reached up there, then I got it. And I got up there because they didn't let me come down. I feel like oftentimes you really need your community to rally around you.
I actually came to America in 1999 as a refugee. So before that, we lived in a refugee camp. When we came to America, we came with one duffel bag for 7 of us. I have 2 brothers, 2 sisters, and my parents.
How old were you when you moved here?
When I moved here, I was 5.
Yeah. And what about that experience do you think shapes who you are today?
For me, like coming from a war at such a young age, I struggled a lot with PTSD. It had a very traumatic experience on me, but that is exactly why I wanted to study childhood development, because I want to help other people who can work through that the way that I have been able to.
If you could, for just a second, picture with me the idea of everybody in the world being able to get a college-level education. Just picture that for a second. Therefore, having the opportunity to choose what they want to do with their lives. How does that not change the world? The beginning of Greenhouse Scholars was about the idea of impact, the idea of how can we make the biggest possible impact. And I really believe strongly that we are one of the most important solutions for the idea of racial equality and racial equity. I think education is the way that people can really see and believe that they can do what they want with their lives. When you think about what education can do in low-income, low-resource communities, when you think about the fact that we're working with those communities' most inspiring role models, the people that the other young people in those communities are following, the ones they look up to, those are the Greenhouse Scholars. They need to be able to see other people have success so they can believe.
This last year I wrote a story just about the actual experience of crossing the border. When I came to this country, I was undocumented. My mom came, with 4 kids, and I don't know how she did it. Thinking about it now, I know that I would do whatever I could to give my daughter the best opportunity in life. And I can't imagine how much fear she must have had coming to this country, but knowing that ultimately she was doing what was best for her kids. Hearing you guys right now, it makes so much sense. It's like, okay, what impact do you want to leave in your community? And for me, that one is simple. I can, and I will, empower students and parents to take charge of their education, helping students believe in themselves.
For me, the ability to live a life of your choosing means that your background doesn't entirely define your lot in life. That concept is core to our ideal and to the American dream. I think those choices only come if you know what your options are in the first place. Our scholars are truly deserving. They're not a charity case. They don't want our pity. But what they want is a fair shot, an even playing field, so that they too can pursue a life of their choosing. It's about having access to networks, to resources, to an education that gives them hope. Our supporters have told us that Greenhouse Scholars changes their lives. They've told us that they have different conversations around the dinner table with their families, and that they lead their companies in new and different ways because they were involved in Greenhouse Scholars and because it changed the way that they wanted to lead. It's really extraordinary what we can do together when everyone is on board and all in.
It's been kind of tough for them because my mom's not working. She's still recovering from her stroke. And then my dad, he can't really work because he kind of also has to take care of my mom a little bit, so he just does Uber when he can. But it was really tough during COVID because there's no Uber, there's no calls, and we've been living, I guess, well. We're not complaining about anything or anything like that. So my dad tells me this thing. He says, your money can be stolen, your clothes can be stolen, and nowadays your identity can be stolen. you know? But the one thing that they can steal is your knowledge or your mind. And knowledge can give you the option to do whatever you want in your life. The knowledge that I was able to get through by going through college with the support of Greenhouse has allowed me to have this life of choices.
We believe that the idea of community is one of the most powerful ways that we're going to be able to be successful. The idea of real lasting change.